Hi, my name is Stephanie, and I'm going to be doing a review of Catching Fire. I'm wearing my Hunger Games t-shirt. I don't have a Catching Fire t-shirt, but Hunger Games works too. And I'm going to be splitting it up into 4 categories: the characters and the actors who play them, the basic storyline, and then how the movie was made, what worked, what didn't work, including my likes and dislikes. And then I'm going to end with some fun trivia, so thanks for watching, guys. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the main characters, and there are a lot of them that are worth talking about. So some of them are going to be kind of in groups of 2, where the 2 characters kind of coordinate with each other, so I'll talk about both of them at the same time. The first one I'm going to talk about, obviously, is Katniss Everdeen, played by Jennifer Lawrence, and I said it before and I'll say it again, amazing. She does such a good job, and every moment I'm never wondering what emotion are you trying to portray, because I know exactly what emotion you're portraying, and you're doing it beautifully. Next, there is Peeta Mellark, played by Josh Hutcherson. And previously I had said that his character was kind of boring and kind of just there, and you're like, what are you doing there? But in this movie, he got more lines, he got a lot more character development, he was very, very sweet, which I really, really liked. Although he kind of had this damsel in distress vibe, where he kind of got hurt a lot and almost died a lot, and then he gets saved by somebody, and it's like... you're the chick in this movie. But I'm okay with that. He does a good job at it. So the next couple groups I'm going to talk about are, first I'm going to talk about Ify Trinket, played by Sarah Banks, and then Haymitch, played by Woody Harrelson. Previously I had said that Ify was kind of here and Haymitch was kind of here, but Haymitch was so up here, and he did such a good job, and he was you were rooting for him, and he was so likable. And then Ify Trinket, of course, her whole character kind of changes, and you really, really love her, and she says some really heartwarming things, which I really, really liked. The next group I'm going to talk about is Gale Hawthorne, played by Liam Hemsworth, and Primrose Everdeen, played by Willow Shields. These 2 characters coincide because they're both the District 12 part of Katniss's life. Gale was in the previous movie, but only for a few moments, and he obviously is becoming a bigger character in this movie, which I really, really liked. And Primrose is definitely coming into her own. You can definitely see it through the movie that she's not the little girl that Katniss volunteered for in the previous movie. The next group I'm going to talk about are Plutarch and President Snow. Plutarch is played by Philip Seymour Hoffman, and President Snow is played by Donald Sutherland. I have seen both of these actors in many, many things, and they are amazing actors. I especially love President Snow, how his voice is so kind of soft and smooth, and everything he says is just so sinister. So he's probably one of my favorite characters, and definitely one of my favorite bad guys. Finally, I'm going to end with Finnick and Joanna. Joanna is easily my favorite character of this whole movie. She's played by Jenna Malone, while Finnick is played by Sam Claflin. Finnick... I'm not gonna lie, I spent the whole movie looking at the actor going, where do I know him from? It was Pirates of the Caribbean. But both these actors did a really good job. I loved Joanna. I loved how she played Joanna. She's my favorite. I love her. Okay, so the basic storyline of this movie is, if you remember, Katniss had finished the games and managed to keep Peeta alive at the same time, which has never been done before, and President Snow is very unhappy with her act of rebellion, and the other districts took notice of her act of rebellion, and President Snow is very unhappy about it. And without things dying down, he decides that Katniss needs to be taken out of the picture, and he comes up with the way of putting all of the victors back into the games, basically guaranteeing that Katniss will be put back into the games, and he is assured that she will die in the games by Plutarch's character. So now for how it's made, all the good stuff and the bad stuff. The previous movie, of course, had the shaky camera work that everyone talked about. I didn't notice that in this movie. However, what I did notice was all the really, really up-close camera shots that I personally can't stand. I feel like I'm just staring at their eyeballs the whole time and not paying attention to anything else. What I really liked about this movie is it had a little bit more of a harder edge. It was less, people dying, and more psychologically disturbing, some of the things that they do while they're in the games, and I really, really liked that. Going into my likes and dislikes, the thing I really, really liked was the psychologically disturbing things, and of course, Joanna, best character ever. If you're watching the movie, pay attention right after the parade when they get into the elevators and Joanna's there. If you're watching Jennifer Lawrence's face, it is the best part of the whole movie. And then the thing I didn't like probably was, you guys are gonna laugh, but there's more than one occasion where Jennifer Lawrence has the look in the distance and the single tear rolling down her cheek, which I think is the tackiest thing ever. And every time I saw it just kind of made me laugh, and I just really didn't like it. And it would have been so much realer if they had just left that really, really bad move out. Okay, now for trivia. This is a new movie, so there's not a whole lot of trivia out there for it, but I did find 3 that I really liked. The first one is apparently Jennifer Lawrence hit her head and then dived into water, and this caused her to go partially deaf for 6 days. Singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran submitted 3 songs that he thought were good enough to make it into the movie, and all of them were denied. And then the last one, a really fun one, was the hotel where a lot of the Capitol scenes were shot is the venue for Dragon Con every year. I don't know what Dragon Con is, but I definitely want to go now because that sounds cool enough as it is, and it's at a Hunger Games shooting site, so just some fun trivia for you. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was nice and informative about the movie for you, and hopefully you'll go see it in theaters. Like and subscribe to my channel because YouTube's fun like that. Thanks, guys.